Hey guys, how you doing? I just finished up my rear Brembo install, and so I went ahead and did a full spare mod as well, since the existing WRX spare won't fit over it. It's actually not a problem with the offset of the spare wheel, it's more the diameter. It just won't fit with the brake rotors being so big on that car. I mean on the Brembos. So you can always get the WRX STI spare, but I went ahead and opted for a full spare just to kind of protect the differential if I ever did need to use the spare, because the spare tire is actually it's a space saver, so it's a little bit less in diameter too. It's pretty unfortunate, but I guess that's the way they wanted to do it. So here is the wheel. It's a full-size WRX STI performance wheel, 18 inches by 8.5. This was actually one of my old wheels. I just bought a new wheel to replace it, and I just threw this one in the back with the old tire. But I was able to use the original wheel cap, this part right here had to be replaced. It's like a twisting bolt, but I had to get a longer one to accommodate the large spare. It's an M8 by 1.25 by 90 millimeter. I'll go ahead and put it in the description below so you guys have a record of it. But it's a little bit long. The cap doesn't really fit well, and I had to put in looks like 4 washers to kind of give it a little bit of room, but it does tie down. Oh, sorry, I was moving something there. But the wheel's pretty locked down there. You certainly don't want the wheel rolling around in the back of the trunk. But one bad thing about this is that it doesn't fully fit into the spare wheel well, so it kind of sticks out. And I thought I could fix it just kind of doing the styrofoam modification that I did for my GS, but it's a lot more work than what I really want to do, mainly because the old mat doesn't really want to fit well. It would have to do a lot of custom work, just because I have all these other devices and modifications in the car. So I went and just said skip it, screw it, I really don't care. I like, the trunk is not really something I need to be super aesthetically pleasing, so I'm okay with it as long as I get the fundamentals in there to help me in case I ever get a flat tire. Another thing is that if you're gonna bolt it down, you have to fully deflate the tire. That was a huge disadvantage, so I had to make sure that I had something that would be able to inflate it. I'll go ahead and leave in the description below this DeWalt device, but it's quite usable. It's quite advantageous to have. I wanted to have one of these anyways, and it uses, actually I just put the smallest size DeWalt 20 volt battery that you can put in there, and I was able to deflate this tire within about 6 minutes, and it only used about 1/3 of the battery. And I used the really small battery that comes with the DeWalt. I think it's the 2 amp battery, not the 4 amp or 5 amp. It's a really small one. So I was pretty happy with that, very satisfied. So I'll go ahead and put the model number down for that. But other than that, everything else pretty much fits. There's the tire insert with the tow hook and the car jack, and I have some jumper cables also just in case. But that's no problem. That fits perfectly fine, obviously. But the wheel well kind of gets destroyed, so you would have to custom. If I didn't have that tank and kind of like that kicker sub there attached to the seat, I probably would have modified the trunk, but I just didn't want to cut around and just cut pieces off. I may later on if I have time, but right now I'm not too worried about that, so it is what it is. Anyways, another disappointing thing were the metal valve cap. Hey guys, how you doing? So I took my car to my local wheel shop. I was pretty excited to get these installed, only to be disappointed to find out that the TPMSs don't work on the STI metal valve stems. These are basically for, I guess, track wheels that don't need the TPMSs. If you compare it to the OEM Subaru one, if you look at the bottom, that gold end right here, there is a threaded, I guess, a threaded hole in the very end to screw in the TPMS, and then of course there are these holes on the side of the OEM valve that allow air to escape and be pushed in, I guess, when you're inflating and deflating the tires. This one, it inflates and deflates through the end right here. And you know, there really is nowhere to attach the TPMS. This hole right here is not threaded. And on top of that, you know, when you screw in these caps, obviously there's no way for air to go in and out of the tire. So basically these are meant just for, I guess, track wheels, or if you want this look, you can't have to sacrifice your TPMSs, which I am not willing to do. You know, just thought I'd let you guys know, if you're buying these, the TPMSs won't work. I'm probably going to put these on eBay, so if you really want a good deal, look on eBay for these. They should be pretty affordable. Anyways, I thought I'd let you guys know, so kind of save yourself the trouble. Alright guys, talk to you later. Bye-bye.